now, right now. Right 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 now, right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about a breakout that is occurring right now on Bitcoin. Major rally is occurring. Bitcoin has rallied $500 in the last 10 minutes, and we're very excited to talk about this today because I want to help you guys understand where Bitcoin is going to be going next, because there are a lot of opportunities in the cryptocurrency space right now. If you have not begun building your portfolio in today's episode, I am going to help you understand how to do that. But we are also going to talk about the massive bounce that is happening on Bitcoin right now and why that bounce that is happening just over the last 10 minutes or so may continue into a larger bounce based on our technical analysis out on the daily chart and also based on our fundamental analysis that we'll get to a little bit later, having to do with Jerome Powell and the effective federal funds rate. So let's go ahead and read some chat. I very much appreciate all of you being here today. We've got a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and read some names. We got Sean O'Brien in chat, Grand Roofing Incorporated in chat, Chris Moe, Queen, Ricky Singh, Marley 123st in chat, Dylan Martinez, Joe Bollier, Daniel J, Crypto Mini Bike, X Godly Hands, Tyler Dirt and Victor Sleeps, Christopher, Valentin Zaragoza, that's a cool name, Joey Van Englenberg, Shadrach Frost, Peter Liu, John Stoley 1, Valentin Zaragoza again, Shadrach Frost, Ernest Stokes, Miguel Oliveira, cool name, Dan Sylvester, Josh Denham, Music Tags, Juan Rivera, Peter Liu, Quinn Daughtery Queen, Diamond Hands Daryl, and Just Ray. It's Just Ray. Just Ray. What's up, Just Ray? We got JS in chat, Bullish on Parade. Let's jump right on into it. Let's just go straight for it, guys. We've got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Down on the minute chart, Bitcoin is experiencing a lot of volume, you might say. In just the last 15 minutes, the first 3 minutes after 10, Bitcoin rallied 0.78%, $300 in 3 minutes. And in doing so, Bitcoin broke a relatively critical downtrend. If you will remember, yesterday, we have been talking about this downtrend right here. And we also talked about how Bitcoin was probably going to break that downtrend. It's very funny that we should talk about this today because just as we were talking about this yesterday, Bitcoin had been very much in position to go through a major breakout, and that's what we're doing right now. Let me back up. I kind of have to give you some context so we can catch back up. So let's run through it very quickly. Bitcoin had gone through a massive rally over the last 90 days, rallied up here to yearly high territory, fell below this uptrend, massive long squeeze, $272 million to the tune of, dropped Bitcoin about $2,500 down here above support that we can see on the daily chart at the 20 daily exponential moving average. This zone of support coming in from Fibonacci and this uptrend. Okay, cool. So Bitcoin has held that thus far. Well, down at this region, we talked about how Bitcoin was probably going to test this level one more time, or maybe even a second time, and then it was going to come up and it was going to break through this downtrend. That's what we discussed yesterday. Well, literally at the top of the hour, just a few minutes ago, Bitcoin began a breakout above $41,400. And the reason that breakout is so incredibly significant is quite simply because that downtrend was one of the last lines of defenses for the bears. Literally about 10 minutes ago, we were watching short-term history be made here. Literally about 10 to 15 minutes ago, Bitcoin breaking that downtrend established that the bulls still have a high degree of mobility and they have a high degree of strength. So when we predicted yesterday that Bitcoin would either have one bottom down here at 40.5 or maybe two, and then come up and test that level, again, all of this drawing right here is from yesterday's live stream. When we predicted that that was going to occur, the reason that we were able to do that was because of technical analysis, and it was because we saw that there was still a lot of strength in the bulls and the bears, and we also knew that the Federal Reserve decision is coming up today. The FOMC meeting is in 3.5 hours. We'll touch on that here in a moment. Back to Bitcoin, though, with Bitcoin breaking above this downtrending level of resistance, this gives the bulls quite a lot of hope that a major rally could occur. Where might that rally go to? Well, that rally could send us all the way as high as the 200 hourly simple moving average up here around $43,000. That is also right here, square at the exact same level as some of the lows that we set back here on the 7th of December and early 8th of December. So $43,000 is our next major zone. If you were a trader and you watched yesterday's stream, you will know that I said, you know, after we break above this downtrend might be a place to enter a long trade. So you may have just entered a long trade if you were watching yesterday's stream. If you are not, there is still potentially a chance here. We are starting to kind of level out. Bitcoin isn't just going straight parabolic, so we may end up seeing another break to the upside out of this ascending trading channel as we see right here. If we do, then that very well may be an opportunity to enter into a trade. Now, let's back up and talk a little bit about how the cryptocurrency market is doing as a whole. And then we will get much more context about what Bitcoin is doing right now. We kind of had to jump straight on into things today instead of going through our usual warm-up, if you will, because the market was moving so quickly. The very first thing I want to let you guys know, and I'll keep it on the screen here, is that today's video is brought to you by none other than NordVPN. If you guys don't know, NordVPN is the #1 VPN virtual private network provider in the entire world. They have the most advanced technology, and they have been around for, they are one of the oldest VPNs on the block. They are one of the largest by subscription, by how many people are using them, and they are the most trusted name by far in VPNs. And the reason that you care about a VPN, because I'll just go ahead and tell you, you do care about a VPN. The reason that you care about a VPN is because VPNs help you to stay secure. They help you to not get hacked. They help to prevent eavesdroppers and malware from infecting your computer and stealing login information to things like bank accounts, from stealing login information to things like exchange accounts, from stealing login information to things like, you know, your TradingView account, your LuxAlgo account, whatever. But they also help to prevent hackers from getting into your computer for a multitude of other reasons. For example, if you have an Exodus wallet on your computer and a hacker gets into it, that is bad news bears. If they get into your computer and you accidentally exported your private keys in the past and they get into those private keys, then you are going to potentially get hacked and lose those. There are all kinds of ways, many of which that you probably can't even think of, that a hacker can steal your stuff. And by enabling NordVPN on your computer, by getting NordVPN with the link down below and using it, you are going to be protecting yourself from that kind of attack. So make sure to check out NordVPN. There's a huge discount going on. You can get 4 months free on the 2-year plan if you sign up with the link in the description box down below. So make sure to go and check that out. Continuing on here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is continuing to creep up here in an ascending triangle formation, as you can see right here. This ascending triangle pattern, this ascending wedge, I said that and I was like, wait a minute, that's not the right word. This ascending wedge has about a 70% chance of breaking to the downside, statistically speaking. Ascending wedges typically will break bearish. I've seen formations like this happen quite often. What happens more often than not is that Bitcoin breaks bearish out of here, finds support somewhere, and then continues the rally. Doesn't mean the rally's over. It just means that the bulls are going to take a bit of a pit stop right here. So while we're watching this market, we're on the minute chart. I'm going to just leave it here and talk so you can kind of listen to me, but you can also watch the market live here. Typically, I would be full screen right now, but I want you guys to be able to see what's going on. What is happening in the market right now is a very... this is a very special moment and season in Bitcoin because this is the beginning stages of a bull market, and it feels a lot like spring. There's a reason that they call it crypto winter, spring, summer, and fall. This feels a good bit like, and let's just kind of, let me just draw here kind of the prediction. Sorry, for what we would expect to happen here. There's a good reason that we use the analogy of winter, spring, summer, and fall, because when you go into a crypto spring, it really feels like a spring. It really feels like everything's new. It feels like it's getting warmer outside. It feels like there's a lot of colors. It feels like it's getting warmer, as I said. And that's what you're seeing right now. We're in crypto spring. So in the same way that whenever you go into spring, you get higher highs and higher lows on the temperature, you get higher highs and higher lows on the price action in Bitcoin. And there's this general sentiment. There's this general feel. There's measurable data, i.e. the price, i.e. the length of the days. But there's also Qualitative data. Oh, it feels like spring. I can't put my finger on it. It just feels like a new year has begun. And that's a bit what we're in right now. Bitcoin went through a 90-day massive rally from $25,000 to $45,000. Bitcoin only corrected $5,000, and it just is coming out of that now. And during that time, we have all but become certain of two major factors. Number one, the BlackRock ETF. If you're not familiar, BlackRock is the largest asset manager on planet Earth. They manage over $10 trillion in assets, mainly through the forms of their iShares ETFs. They paved the way for ETF investing, and they are one of the biggest names in the ETF space. And BlackRock's team decided to launch an application for a Bitcoin spot ETF almost 6 months ago, on June 10th, I want to say, early to mid-June. Maybe it was June 14th. Don't quote me on the day, but it was the second week of June. This year, I do believe it was. And I can find it on the chart because the day that it was announced went through a massive rally. But when that was announced, everybody realized, wait a second, most powerful name in finance is getting into the cryptocurrency space. We need to pay close attention to this Bitcoin thing, because if Larry Fink, founder and CEO of BlackRock, literally the largest investment company on the planet, endorses Bitcoin, then all the other naysayers can essentially shut their pie hole, to use the official term. Not really. But that's basically the way the market looks at it. Well, if Larry Fink and BlackRock endorse it, then I guess we have to follow them. So even some of the naysayers on Bitcoin are just kind of being quiet at this point, because they don't want to go against the trend, because the trend is set by the big guys, right? The trendsetter is BlackRock. So if BlackRock's behind Bitcoin and also now behind Ethereum, then Bitcoin must be worth something. Because in the majority part of our world, unfortunately, truth is not what you find it as. Truth is what the next guy next to you that's more powerful than you says it is. And obviously, Bitcoin is a very good investment, and that is the truth. But most people that think the truth is that it's not a good investment are just willing to follow Larry Fink. So I suppose it's a good thing, because we're getting more investment into crypto. Nevertheless, there's been a lot of hype, and the sentiment analysis on Bitcoin has been through the roof. We've been very excited to see the sentiment on Bitcoin continuing to improve, and we've been sitting in this greedy territory for quite some time. If you look over here on CoinMarketCap here, you can see it's currently at 73, even on a massive downtrend. So a lot of great sentiment in the space. Bitcoin has been going through an absolute frenzy for that reason. But there's actually two more reasons, not just one more reason. There's two more reasons why Bitcoin is doing exceptionally well right now. The second one is the halving. The Bitcoin halving is slated to come up on April 17th. The date is not exactly known, because it has to do with the block height, how many blocks are mined. And that number, the block time varies slightly. It typically is supposed to range around 10 minutes, but it can change the day that the halving actually comes. But we know it's coming in pretty much in April of this coming year. We'll know the exact date when we get there, of course, because it'll happen at a certain time. But when that does happen, that's going to cut the supply increase of Bitcoin in half, which will turn it into the single most scarce major large investment market in the world, even beyond gold, because the rate of appreciation of the supply will be so slow that it will be one of the most scarce assets that you can get your hands on. That will lead to what we call a supply side shock, which means that the supply is either going down, or the increase in the supply has gone down, which obviously impacts the supply and demand economics. If you understand supply and you understand demand, when supply goes down, you got supply, demand, and price. When supply goes down and nothing else changes, price goes up. When supply goes down and demand goes up, price moonshots, goes through the roof. That's a little bit like, let me give you an example here. Thanksgiving's coming up, and everybody wants to go out and buy a turkey. So demand for turkey has gone through the roof, but bird flu is sweeping the nation, and all the turkeys are being culled. So the number of turkeys in the country has gone down by half, and the demand for turkey, because it's Thanksgiving, has quadrupled, quintupled, probably more than 10x. What's going to happen to the price of the turkeys? The turkeys are not going to be $8 a pound. They're going to be $50 a pound, because everybody still wants to get a turkey, and it's going to go to the highest bidder. You end up seeing a parabolic increase, because it's not only the supply side shock that's impacting the price, you're also seeing a demand shock that's impacting the price. And that is exactly the season that we're going into. The BlackRock ETF is leading to a demand side shock. We've already seen that over the last several months. That's why we've seen this huge rally. Massive amount of demand has flown into the space after that has occurred. But it's not just the BlackRock ETF. We're also seeing a supply side shock coming in very soon in the form of the halving. So what happens when you have a BlackRock ETF potentially approved as early as January? Again, that's as early as January, maybe a month from now. And then at the same time, you also see the supply increase get cut in half. That is going to lead to a parabolic run on Bitcoin. And that's not even to mention the third factor, which is the effective federal funds rate. As you know, CME has it listed over here, 3 hours and 33 minutes and 36 seconds until the next FOMC meeting. That is when Jerome Powell will walk out on stage and tell us what happened. We are almost certainly at this point going to see a Fed rate pause, and that's happening for many reasons. Predominantly, inflation, at least core inflation. We go to bls.gov/CPI here for just a second. Core inflation is at 4%. Headline inflation is at 3.1%. If we go to read more here and we go to show table, we're going to see the used housing prices have gone up. Let's see, where is it in here? Rent of primary residence has gone up. It's at 6.9%. Owner's equivalent rent of residence has gone up quite a bit. Motor vehicle insurance is still through the roof. Motor vehicle maintenance and repair is still through the roof. But other than that, you're essentially just looking at inflation on vehicles and homes, which I was telling somebody this the other day. Those are very important categories because that's essentially actually, I said this in a video. That's what I was telling you to. I was telling it to you. Essentially, the entire economy interacts with a home or a car. Basically, everything you buy that an individual buys, not business-to-business transactions, business-to-consumer transactions. Essentially, everything you buy either goes in a home or goes in a car or is used to build a home or is used to build a car. So if those two things are up, then that's still obviously very significant because a home and a motor vehicle make up like 90% of non-investment wealth in the United States. So CPI is still a little bit high. People are still trying, the Fed is still trying to bring that down. But the point here is that the Fed realizes that core inflation's at 4%. The effective federal funds rate is at 5.25 to 5.5, which means it's well over 1% above core. So we're likely going to see a pause. Essentially, everyone has agreed at this point that a pause is incoming, and many people are now looking, as we've told you for the last year, people are now looking to see when the rate cuts are going to come. Many people are predicting one rate cut in Q1 of next year. Many people are predicting up to 4 rate cuts through the course of 2024. I'm more in the mind that we're not going to see just the rates just drop off a cliff. They're not just going to slam it to the floor like they did the last 2 times. They did that in response to a recession, but they will more so taper it off, maybe 1 cut or 2 cuts, maybe up to 4 cuts per year. And that will gradually stimulate the United States economy in a way that is, well, to use the best word I can think of, gradual. The Fed is not trying to shock the economy by slamming the interest rates to the floor unless there's a very good reason. They slammed the interest rates to the floor so quickly because there were crises. They were happening so quickly the last 2 times. The last 2 times that the interest rates dropped were during the pandemic and during the 2008 financial crisis, so they needed to inject quite a lot of stimulus because there was quite a big problem all at once. The Fed doesn't need to do that now, so they can more slowly drop the interest rates, and they will likely begin that quantitative tightening. They will likely begin that rate ease starting in 2024. And so how does all this tie into Bitcoin? BlackRock is leading to an increase in demand. The halving is leading to a decrease in supply. Those 2 factors alone lead to a parabolic increase in the price of Bitcoin. But at the same time, we are going to see the effective federal funds rate pause this meeting and likely continue that pause for quite some time. That pause will eventually turn around into rate cuts, and when that happens, you're going to see a continued rally on the SPY. The S&P 500 is going on a tear right now, beginning the next leg of its journey, and likely before Christmas, maybe not before Christmas, but likely before the new year anyway, we're going to see the SPY pushing back towards all-time high. We're not very far away, only 3% away, 13 basis points away. And the SPY is going to rally today, almost certainly on the news of a pause. All eyes are about to be on Jerome Powell to see if he drops any hints as to whether or not we are going to see a rate pause at the next meeting, which, as we can see here on FedWatch, is not that far away. It's only the 31st of January. They have meetings roughly every 45 days. 31st of January to the 20th of March, many people are thinking one of those meetings will end up with a cut. You can see CME Group is predicting with a 44% likelihood that we will see a 25 basis point rate cut during the March meeting after another pause in January. We're currently at 5.25 to 5.5. So a 5.0 to 5.25 would be a rate cut. That's in March. Well, guess what's happening just a little while after in April? You guessed it, the halving. So, what does all of this have to do with this breakout that's going on Bitcoin right now? Well, you need to understand all the context so that you can understand why Bitcoin is breaking out here. Because technically speaking, if you look at this chart from a pure technical analysis lens, and you don't factor in all the fundamentals that are also impacting the technicals, it does end up becoming technical analysis. But there are many fundamental factors that are impacting the technicals. If you don't understand those three fundamental forces that are driving Bitcoin right now, all three of them being wildly bullish, then just looking at the chart, you're not going to understand how Bitcoin has managed to rally 20,000%. I'm sorry, $20,000, 80% in 85 days, and is having this teeny weeny tiny little correction here, and it looks like it's about to continue. That's what we're going to discuss today. You're wondering why Bitcoin broke above this downtrend and why it's sitting up here. Well, I'm going to tell you. Also, by the way, check out how awesome technical analysis is. We said, hey, look, ascending wedge. Those typically break out, 70% likelihood. Then it broke out. I love it. Love technical analysis, guys. Love it so much. If you guys have not already signed up for our very own Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you absolutely should do that with the link in the description box down below, because CT2A is going to teach you everything that you need to learn about technical analysis so you can hit the ground running and start making money in the cryptocurrency space by analyzing these markets successfully. It is so very important that you understand how to do technical analysis, because all other analysis goes right back to technical analysis. Fundamental, sentiment, market, on-chain, whatever kind of analysis you want to look at goes back to TA, because technical analysis is the measurement of the charts. It is the analysis of the charts. And so if you're not understanding how to analyze the charts, none of that other analysis is going to make any sense. It's not that it's not important, it's just not going to make any sense, because all analysis is grounded in the price action. Technical analysis is the art and science of analyzing the price action. By the way, if you want to learn how to do what I just did there, saying, hey, look, that's a wedge, it's probably going to break bearish, go watch our video right here called Wedges and Pennants, and you'll learn how to do exactly what I just did, so that maybe if you were trading this on your own, you would have seen that and you could have put a little short trade in. By the way, if you'll remember, we drew something like this. I said we're probably going to break bearish out of it, but we're not going to fall too far. We might fall back down here to one of these levels of support, and then we're probably going to bounce and rally. That is technical analysis in motion right there. I don't want any of the credit. You guys don't have to call me a great technical analyst or anything. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I am simply following the principles of technical analysis that I have learned, and I would like to share them with you. The art form of TA is what I think is very interesting and cool here, and so make sure that you guys learn technical analysis while you still can, before the bull market gets into full swing. You're going to be missing out if you wait too long. All right. The best part of owning a new car is when you pay for it in cash, Freedom Advocate said. That is the truth right there. I'm going to read a little bit of chat here on my phone. I'm going to leave the screen up so we can watch this rally that we're expecting. Shadrach Frost said, hashtag CT2A alum, raise your hands, baby. Hashtag FinSov, hashtag education. Love to see it. Love to see it. Be careful, guys. Supplies running out for Bitcoin. Yeah, get yours now. It's flying off the shelves like toilet paper and like it's 2020. All right. Be careful, guys. Head and shoulders on the 1 minute chart. That is true. We are painting a head and shoulders, so watch out for that. Let's see. Jeb, what happens if the ETF is denied and if the Fed rates rise? And when the Fed is forced to cut, when they break something, historically very bad for risk assets. Yes, when they're forced to rate cut when they break something, last two times, the only example that we have of an actual rate cut in the history of Bitcoin, moonshotted it. Oop, hang on, I gotta fix something. There we go. Sorry about that, Classic Gamers HQ. I was fat fingering my chat and accidentally hid you. Apologies for that. Sorry, that wasn't intentional. As far as BlackRock's ETF being denied, it can be denied. And if it does, it would definitely lead to a correction. You know what? Let's just go ahead and read your chat there, Classic Gamers HQ, because I accidentally deleted it. Let BlackRock manipulate. Once they have the ETF approval to the moon, Bitcoin will go. That's correct. I'd totally agree. James Longhorn said CT2A to the moon. Absolutely. As far as the ETF being denied, if the ETF gets denied, one of them probably will be approved, and if the BlackRock ETF does get denied, they're going to reapply for it and put a little bit of pressure behind the scenes, kind of like a ow, that kind of pressure on Gary Gensler, and it's probably going to go through the second time. They will take it to court for sure. Larry Fink smells a money-making opportunity, and he's not going to let it pass up without a fight. As far as the Fed raising rates, it is highly unlikely at this point that they're going to raise rates. Again, if they do hike the rates one time, that is honestly just not that big of a deal because they are at their ceiling, more or less. They just can't really hike the rates much more than they have already done. It's already put such a strain on the economy. Now, good news here. This pattern that, as was mentioned in chat, was starting to look like a head and shoulders pattern. Looks like it's about to break bullish. We shall see. We definitely do want to pay attention here to this because we are starting to paint a symmetrical triangle pattern. It's very common when you've gone through a rally for the market to start building structure. And one of the forms of structure that the market will typically build is an ascending wedge, followed by a small breakout, followed by a rally, which then turns the ascending wedge and that market into a symmetrical triangle pattern, and that's your bull flag. So hopefully that made sense. Again, you go into some kind of structure after a large breakout. A lot of times it'll be a wedge, break bearish out of it, then bounce, and then you've got a bottom and a high that allow for you to build a symmetrical triangle pattern, right? Well, the symmetrical triangle pattern is, of course, a bullish signal. It's a bull flag. That bull flag is pointing up towards 42,222. So that is very, very exciting. We shall see how this plays out over the next couple of minutes. Quite a lot going on Bitcoin right now, and I am very excited about where it's going to go. And just to kind of give you a little bit more context, we're going to watch the market very closely here. Oh, breakout. I can see it on the price action. There we go. Bitcoin is sitting at a daily high. I do believe that was a daily high. It's a daily double top, actually. The daily high is at 41,891. We're not quite there yet. Here comes a breakout. I can tell you right now we're going to break out. You can see it in the price action. We got all the sell signal, all the sell orders being filled up by the buyers. The buyers are coming in strong. We've got a breakout. Volume's coming in quick. We've got our MACD coming in for a bullish cross. We've also got RSI breaking above 70, probably on the next day, on the next candlestick close. And we shall see if we're able to break back up there again. Yep, we had an open. We rallied about $20 in between the candlesticks, which there's less than a second between the candlesticks, so that ought to tell you how quickly the market is moving here. Red candlestick coming in. So long as we can stay above this downtrending level of resistance, at this point, it's downtrending level of support, then we will be fine. Sometimes what you'll see is you'll see an inverse ascending triangle pattern where you have a downtrend instead of an uptrend come into play, and the market will flag out, gain volatility. As you can see by the way we're jumping around in here, the order books are very thin, which means the market's able to move very quickly. High volatility, already having bullishness. That's typically going to be a bullish sign, even if we're red on the 1 minute candlestick. We're going to bounce around in between these two lines. At some point, that low volatility is going to lead to a breakout above or below one of these levels, and we're going to see a high volatile movement. We are very likely to see a bullish movement out of this. Jumping on over to Cardano briefly, you guys wanted me to look at that. Cardano is looking absolutely spectacular. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. We've got a Cardano price prediction coming out, and you are not going to want to miss it. Very excited about that. Let's go back over here to the 1 minute chart on Bitcoin. Put a very long lower wick in there, building a hammer at the very top. We had a shooting star at first, hammer coming in second. Those two candlesticks kind of cancel each other out. These two candlesticks together look like a spinning top. If we had a 2 minute chart, then you'd be able to see that. Quite excited for the possibility and likelihood of a breakout here. Guys, if you have not already hit that like button, smash the like button. Let's moon the likes like the Bitcoin market is mooning. Let's see if we can't get to over 1,000 people watching concurrent. Will be the first time in a while we've had over 1,000 watching. Boom. Bitcoin trading up to $41,921 is the daily high. 41,923, calling out the daily high. We just set a new one. Order books are very thin. You can see how quickly the market is moving around here. It does indicate and denote that the order books are very thin. Essentially what that means is that there are buys and there are sells, and those buys and sells are at different levels. There are not that many people buying at 41.8 down to 41.7, and there's not that many people buying between 41.9 and 42, which means the market's able to move very quickly. This is a prime territory where you could see some kind of whale come in and try and manipulate the market. With these last three candlesticks, not including the one that we have open right now, we have essentially one massive spinning top. 5 minute chart might even tell that story. Not quite, it's not on the right candlestick, but you can see we've got long upper wicks, long lower wicks, and we're trading sideways. That does indicate indecision in the market. When you see indecision following a major rally, that can honestly mean two things. Sometimes the indecision means that the market's not sure if this rally is going to continue. Sometimes it acts as a continuation pattern, so sometimes you just have to kind of wait and see. More often than not, indecision will act as a topping out formation, and you could see a little bit of a correction here, but there is quite a lot of exuberance in the market as well, so we'll see how things play out for now. I would not be at all surprised to see Bitcoin go through a larger correction down to 41.8. since this double top is forming, but we will probably respect this uptrending level of support right here based on this bottom and this bottom as built over the course of the hour, bounce somewhere above 41,775 and then break up above 41,890 before an hour has elapsed from now. That is my current standing prediction based on the analysis experience that I have, is something to this effect, because we are painting an ascending triangle pattern. And so, as I said a few minutes ago, a lot of times you will go through a rally and you'll break into this almost like duckbill pattern. You've got the local top, you got the downtrending level of previous resistance, now support, and you just kind of bounce around in here. We might see that happen. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us break a little bit below the 20-minute exponential moving average. I believe that's 20-minute. Yes, that's a 20-minute exponential moving average. Let's watch very closely here. See what happens. I love it when the market's doing things live on the market because it's very interesting to watch. Always, always very interesting to watch. And I always have at least one person say, Jeb should be an auctioneer, hard saying said. If you guys are enjoying today's stream and the live coverage, make sure to hit that like button. I really appreciate all of you guys. Josh Raphael said, like. One of the few true crypto people to stay strong through the bear market. I've been in crypto every day to some degree for the better part of a year. Give us the auctioneer voice. I guess I can. Going once, going twice. Sold to the bears as they break below that level. Bears pushing to the downside. They are preparing their battering ram to break lower. We do right now have a red-green-red formation coming in on the chart. Nope, bulls are buying it up. Quite a lot of fighting going on right now between the buys and the sells. We've got almost 800 people watching live. If you have not already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this stream with somebody that you think needs some live Bitcoin coverage to get them back into the market. And I want to ask you a question while we watch Bitcoin here. Have you done your due diligence and gone and told somebody that a bull market is coming and that they should consider dollar cost averaging? Have you done that? I do that every day to thousands of people here on the stream, so I'm not a hypocrite. I also have been doing that with people in my personal life. But have you? I'd love to hear. Shocking twist. Not really. Bulls are very strong. Coming in right now. Bitcoin breaking back up to this this flat level of resistance. But remember, this is exactly what we drew 3 minutes ago. Correction, rally, correction, rally. Could we see another correction followed by another rally? Or is this the actual breakout? Are we actually going to go and set a new daily high? We shall see. We shall see. Justin Eubanks in chat said, yo, Crypto Jeb. Good morning. Hashtag Fensov. Good morning to you as well. Very pleased to have you here. Alex81SG said, bro, 1 minute charts will kill you. You're right. You do have to be very careful with the 1 minute charts. We're mostly looking at this because I want to show you how much you can learn about technical analysis just on the minute chart, because you see new patterns forming every 3 to 4 minutes. So much that you can learn down on the minute chart, even if you do have to be very careful because of the wild volatility down here with scalp trading. You do want to be very careful. No one believes you about the bull. Well, at least it's off your conscience if you warn them and they didn't get it and they didn't get in. Jeb, any chance we will see the crypto space chill out until the halving cycle? As you said, it will coil, but 2020, it was doing a W formation before the pandemic. It was. That was a very different era, though. All of the bullishness came in all at once on Bitcoin in early 2020. There really wasn't much we were looking forward to in 2019. Bitcoin was kind of just rallying back up towards all-time high because it was supposed to. It's like that was its job. There wasn't a huge amount of excitement going on in 2019. When the end of 2019 came around and the pandemic started, then we started realizing, oh, wait a minute, Bitcoin's long-term use case of being a hedge against government money, which is now being inflated into oblivion, and against instability, is now coming into play once again. So it all rallied all at once. Everybody joined crypto in the span of about a year, and it absolutely moonshot. I think this rally is going to be a little bit different. We're seeing a lot of bullishness that's coming in gradually. All right, rally coming into Bitcoin. We've got a new high. Boom, right there. 41. Just missed it. 41,926 daily high coming in sharp. 41,927, $1 higher. Higher highs, higher lows happening down on the second chart. Setting large wicks. We have now tested this resistance level no less than 3 times. If you want to count every minute chart touch, then no less than 7 or 8 times. I.e., this level will likely break. 41,890, our current resistance. We shall pay very close attention to this. Jeb, JTO. You'll have to tell me what you mean. Is that a coin? I'm guessing that's a coin. On Cardano. Yes, Cardano is going very, very parabolic. Shadrach Frost said, over 700 folks in the chat. And we have only about 200 likes, less than 200 likes. Folks, please take a minute and smash the like button. Give back the love and support that Jeb brings to us on a daily basis. Thanks, Shadrach Frost said. Well, thank you very much, Shadrach Frost. I appreciate that. Eye of the Beholder said, let's go, baby. I agree that ADA is very good, and if we are patient, Jeb will talk about it. Patience. Yes, let's talk a little bit about ADA. Cardano is the topic of tomorrow's Climate of Crypto episode, and I'm very excited because tomorrow's Climate of Crypto episode, I do believe, is the best Climate of Crypto episode I have ever made. I spent about 4.5 hours editing that sucker, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. There was so much work that went into that, and I think it turned out really well. You guys will have to tell me tomorrow. Cardano right now on a massive tear. Same thing that we saw on Bitcoin recently. There is a major ascending wedge. If you have not already seen our analysis from just the last few minutes on Bitcoin, ascending wedges are typically quite bearish. Let's see on Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin moving? Bitcoin is not moving based on the price. No, it's not. 41,890 is what I'm looking for. Ascending wedges typically are quite bearish on the price. And so we want to pay close attention to what's going on here with Cardano because a breakout may be coming to the downside shortly. That being said, Cardano is about to go through a massive rally. Let's just put it that way. Cardano is on track to absolutely freaking moonshot. There is a huge pattern that I talk about in the Climate of Crypto episode that's coming out tomorrow. Give you a sneak peek right there. Boom, that's all the sneak peek you're getting. Hope you paused or something. But tomorrow when that video comes out, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Cardano is in great shape, and I do believe at least I'm not telling you right now. You got to watch the video, man. Come on. You got to watch the video. At least a blankety blank Cardano is coming in the next 18 months. Warren McCarty said, been watching you for years now, Jeb. Keep it up. Keep grinding and keep God first. Amen and praise God to that. Love it. James Longhorn said, Jeb is the TA GOAT. You know, I don't know why people say that, but apparently a lot of you guys say that because I got this a while back. If you guys never noticed, this is like... have you guys ever seen this? I think I've shown this. Influencer Awards. I got voted #1 technical analyst in the crypto space. I think this was in 2021. Blockchain Influencer Awards. Boom. You guys are awesome. You guys voted for me on this. I need to dust it off. So 2021, I got voted that. Hitting my lights. There we go. That's probably not up there quite the way it's supposed to be, but light bulb's going off. Maybe it's because technical analysis works, and I'm just the arbiter of it. Put those back where they went from. You know, people always think that I have a green screen behind me. No, this is a real set. I don't do green screens. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. It just bugs me. It just bugs me. There's something about me that wants to be authentic as I can. I don't like green screens. All right, let's continue to watch this market. I also don't like teleprompters. You know, I have a teleprompter. Actually, I think it's sitting in here somewhere. I haven't used the thing in like 2 years. I cannot stand green screens and teleprompters. I don't like faking things, you know? Sometimes, don't get me wrong, a teleprompter would be helpful if there's something that has to be scripted. And I probably should set it up for that once every 6 months thing, you know, time that it would be helpful. But I just don't like them. I just really don't. Ekdevia 08. Ekdevia. Oh, wait, so what's up? Representing Filipinos over here. You're one of my favorites. Thank you. Aaron Napez said, we need a Jeb coin. Crypto Search said, going once, going twice, sold to the highest bidder. Bitcoin still hasn't moved just yet. James Longhorn said, almost done with CT2A and going back for another round. Well, stay tuned because as soon as I can get my... There's a few things I'm working on behind the scenes, but as soon as I can get a few just kind of systems things sorted out, we're going to be having a lot more content coming to CT2A. I got a lot of videos I want to sit down and record. I am just really busy right now trying to make YouTube content, and I'm also in the process of training up a new editor. So when I do that, actually I'm in the process of training up 2 new editors. So when I do that, it's going to be a lot easier for me to sit down and record videos because right now I'm spending a lot of my time editing the videos. But I am looking forward to being able, and the CT2A videos need a good bit of editing. So before I sit down and start doing them, I want to make sure that they're getting edited well. So I'm going to do my best to record one of them this week, but I'm trying to also take it kind of slow because it is Christmas. Christmas season. It's, 12 days to Christmas. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. I don't remember how the song goes. If anybody can remember the actual words of that, you can let me know. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. I don't remember the words, but there's the tune. Let's see. Schmedley B in chat said, got here late, but I'm here. Good to see you. Wow, I'd love to come and work with you, Jeb. Fighting Fit Films Productions. Shoot me an email. Not currently hiring, but I could always use inspiration and advice. Let me put it that way. I'm really excited because I'm actually training up my wife to do the editing, and she hasn't edited before, but she loves it, and she's learning so quickly, and she's actually going on to get her bachelor's degree in videography. So she's going to be way better than me after she gets that degree, but we would always love some advice on that. A partridge in the pear tree. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. That's it. February is my target entry. Warren McCarty said, you got some pipes on you, bro. Not as big as my freaking 3-year-old, man. That dude can yell. That man can holler and scream. He's also got a really great voice for a 3-year-old. That boy can sing. I tell you what, my son Malachi, he's going to be a singer when he grows up. Probably because I sing to him so much and he picks it up, but green screens are fake. Look, there's a place for green screens, but let me just tell you, if I was a film producer, I would personally not be using green screens. And I probably wouldn't make it far in Hollywood because of that, but that's okay. I would be using practical effects. I'd be out here Michael Baying it and actually getting like 10,000 pounds of TNT and blowing stuff up. Because that's more fun anyway. I mean, come on. I've thought about so many times of having green screens because, oh, you can have something cool. I don't like them. I like building an actual set. I built this set with my own 2 hands, man. This was a lot of work. This is all real wood. But this room looks awesome. This set looks awesome behind the scenes. So cool. And what you don't know is there's actually a couch right there, and that's actually a television right there, so you can actually sit there and watch the videos if you want. I love my job. I love my job. I really do have the coolest job on the planet. I really do. All right. Why is Solana stagnant? Well, it did just flipping moonshot. It makes sense that it'd be taking a breather. Solana has just absolutely exploded in price recently. I mean, it was at $9, my friend. It's up 700%. Give it a break. Let's keep watching the market here for a little while. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Really quickly here, I do also want to mention that today's video is brought to you in part by none other than NordVPN. NordVPN is the one-stop shop, and I'll go back to the chart because it's moving. NordVPN is the one-stop shop to protect yourself in the realm of digital security, because at the end of the day, if you get hacked and you lose all of your cryptocurrency because you were not being protected and safe with something like public Wi-Fi, or with protecting yourself from malware or eavesdroppers or keyloggers, any kind of malware that can get into your computer and get information, then you can very easily get hacked and lose all of your funds. And a lot of times when people get hacked, they don't even really know how it happened. They just look and like, boom, it's gone. And what they don't know is that the hacker figured out a way to get into your computer and to get your information, and you didn't even see it coming. You weren't even able to predict that it was going to happen. And so it's very important for us all, including myself, to invest in security architecture like NordVPN, because it will help to protect you against all of that malicious activity. If you have not already signed up for NordVPN, I am going to highly encourage you to do so with the link in the description box down below. You're going to get a massive discount and 4 months free if you sign up for the 2-year plan. So make sure you sign up down below right now and get a huge, huge discount and protect yourself. Guys, companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars on security architecture every single year. They hire thousands of security personnel. They have intricate alarm systems and safes and all kinds of combination and biometric locks. And there's all kinds of security that businesses that are trying to preserve and grow their wealth, there are all kinds of security measures that they take. For you guys, you can spend like $5 a month when you get the 1 or 2 year plan. It's something like, it's very, very, very inexpensive, and get NordVPN and protect yourself for a lot less than $300 million. But you can also get access to software that's about that advanced. It's just been commercialized and made public so that we all can share in that security. Make sure to sign up with the link down below. Shadrach Frost said, as a CT2A member, I cannot stress enough how investing in my knowledge helped me make so many better decisions. I would highly recommend others to consider hashtag CT2A, invest in your education, hashtag FinSoft. Thank you so much, Shadrach Frost. I really appreciate that, and it has been eating at me. I want to put so much more content into CT2A. I've got so many videos planned. I just got to sit down and actually do it. There's so much to do. Crypto Mini Bike said, YouTube hates me saying anything. Well, that sucks. You've got some good things to say, my friend. I'm sorry, Crypto Mini Bike. I'm not sure why it's doing that. James Longhorn said, it's like magic. Good old Gulag Doom. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Crypto Mini Bike, do you have the same issues on a different browser? Curious. That might help. That might help. Jeb's so young in CT2A. Yeah, it's really funny looking back at CT2A, and some of those videos, I mean, they're timeless. They'll be just as relevant in 30 years, so there's no point in remaking them. But I shot them like 3 years ago, and I watch them like, man, I don't even know how I can make this video better. Like, I covered everything. This video I honestly, I sit down and I watch some of these videos like, man, I should remake these because I made them about 3 years ago. And I'm like, I have 3 years more technical analysis experience, and I don't know how to say that better than I said in that video. So I'm not going to do it on some of them. But we're going to add a lot more content as well. I just look at them like, man, myself and our editor at the time just knocked it out of the park. Those videos look incredible. Breakout, let's go. Hit 45K today. Could happen. All right, we got a new high. 41,932 coming in fast. Fast drop as well. But what we are seeing are the bulls are probing the defenses. They are trying to break up here above 41,900. What does Harmony 1 look like for the bull run? Haven't looked at it specifically, but basically everything is looking good on the bull run. Wouldn't be surprised if 1 was looking the same. Let's see. Looking pretty good, I'd say. So it's probably looking pretty good. Where is it? Number 180? Golly. Good God. Harmony's at 180 now? How did that happen? This sucker used to be way higher than that. That's unfortunate. All right, let's get back on over to Bitcoin because we've got some price action coming in. We're going to go for a few more minutes here because we are actively monitoring a breakout. Crypto Mini Bike said, I'm going to try that, Shadrach. Yes, that's a good idea. If any of you guys are being censored by YouTube, try on a different browser. It could be something to do with the browser that you're using. Let's see. People are impatient. Sol is consolidating. Yes, it is. I'm dollar cost averaging to all of it. And it looks like ADA did exactly what we said it would. Yep, look at that. It's almost like technical analysis works, my friends. It's almost like you ought to go over here to the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and watch this video called Wedges and Pennants, because in the last hour, 2 top 10 cryptocurrencies have gone through a wedge and broken bearish, just like you would have learned in CT2A. You can see the pennant that we drew. Where is it? I drew this a minute ago. Right here. Nope, not right there. Where is it? I must have deleted it. You'll have to scrub back in the stream. You guys saw it. Not that long ago. What's that chart? There's an ascending wedge, and the market just broke bearish out of it. Just the same way as it had on Bitcoin. Just a little while ago. All right. Let's keep watching this market. We've got a very... Sometimes you have to delete some of your drawings. By the way, our initial prediction of kind of trading in between these two lines and then trying to break up is exactly what's happening, so that's pretty cool. We're riding the 20-minute exponential moving average. Pretty funny to say. And we are putting into play a pretty sharp uptrend right here. In short, Bitcoin's likely about to go through a very large breakout. If you guys want to trade this breakout, you can go sign up quickly for Apex Dex. You can find the link for that down below because that is a leverage trading platform, and there probably is about to be a large breakout to the upside on Bitcoin, just to be totally honest with you. Oh, there it is, 41,949. 41,950. Wow, that was fast. It's almost like I've done this for 6 years. Wow. Technical analysis is so cool, man. I just love it. It's like being able to see the future. It's just so cool. I'm like, yeah, big breakout's probably about to happen. Oh, look, a big breakout. 41,951, new yearly high. Good deal. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Let's see. 41,959. New high coming in fast. 41,962. And the market is continuing to consolidate. These sells are being liquidated. 41,966. Bulls are pushing hard. Bulls are pushing hard. That was the largest green volume candlestick that we've seen in about an hour. 41,976, new daily high. On our way back up to yearly high. Correction inbound, but that's okay. Bulls are buying it up quickly. Bears are seemingly trying to take profits. A lot of fighting. Look at that. Jumping around $20 at a time. Valley is very wide. Order books are very thin, indicating high volatility, indicating a large movement, either to the upside or to the downside. I would place my bets on the upside. I don't think we've rallied enough that people are going to be quite done with all of it. Bull City Sports Card says big green sticks. Yes, big green candlesticks. Warren McCarty said, boom. Boom. Jeremy Shorter said, don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons, friends. Absolutely. The Bulls and the Bears are going at it right now. Elisha R. said, tons of volume. That's right. Tons of volume. That's not a yearly high, new daily. If I said yearly high, I do apologize. What I meant to say is that it's going back to the yearly high at 45. New daily high. Correct. No, the yearly high is at $45,000. The price target that we're looking for is 45. I don't recall saying that, but I'm sure I probably did, so I do apologize. I meant to say that we're at a new daily high. If you guys want to learn more about technical analysis, there is one good place to do it, and that is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. You can find a link for that in the description box down below, where you can learn about all of the chart formations that we've been using to analyze the next stages of this market. And they have been helping us considerably in making our predictions over the last hour that we've been live. We're going to wrap it out pretty soon, but I really love being here with you guys. We've got 700 people watching. Let's see if we can get up to 500 likes. Is the Fed's decision to pause rates at the FOMC a bullish sign? Yes, that is a very bullish sign. Very bullish sign, because it actually changes the conversation now from, oh gosh, are they going to raise rates again? Is the market going to get tighter? To, oh wow, they're going to cut rates at some point, and that's going to be good for business because debt gets cheaper. So yes, that's an extremely bullish sign. As soon as we know the Fed has paused rates, that essentially turns the entire view around the FOMC from a bearish one to a bullish one, because it's not, oh crap, they're going to raise the rates again, debt's going to get more expensive, and everything's going to be harder to finance. It turns more into, oh goody, we're going to see rates drop. And then we are going to see, since rates are going to drop, it's going to be a lot easier for business to expand. The S&P 500 is going to absolutely moonshot. And we're going to be good. Start investing this week, Christian Neal said, or Nell? Christian Neal? No, let's see. Christian Nell said, well, good job. Good for you. Make sure you're dollar cost averaging, even into this dip. Looks like we're having a bit of a dip. Thank God almighty. I love it when Bitcoin drops. I love it when Bitcoin and Cardano dip. You know why? Because I'm dollar cost averaging. It lowers my average cost basis. I'm very excited about that. When is the next time the FOMC is going to signal rates? In about 3 hours. Powell's going to talk at 2:30. The decision is going to be at 2. So you're going to want to watch Powell. I think I might be in. You know what? Interesting. You're not in chat right now, but I do have a coaching call at 2:30. So we'll see what happens. I might try and stream that. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Probably a good time to buy. I'd say so. We going straight up? In due time. In due time, my friend. All right, guys. Well, Bitcoin has gone through a bit of a drop here, but I'll leave you with some parting analysis. We do have this uptrending level of support that we may hold. We'll have to see. Looks like we're bouncing off of it. The 20-minute exponential moving average is going to be very important here. High volume, thin order books leading to high volatility. We're already in an uptrend, so that's typically a bullish sign. MACD is essentially reset back down to baseline. RSI is basically reset back down to baseline. We've had a good consolidation here from this rally that we saw earlier. So another leg up is definitely in the cards. So pay close attention to what's going on with Bitcoin here. We're also testing this level of resistance up here on the hourly chart because we just opened a new hourly candlestick. By the way, we closed that hourly candlestick above that downtrend on the hourly, so that's a great sign. We're testing this resistance here at 41,900, which is resistance coming in from the last several days. If we can break up above that, our next resistance level is at 43. So if we can break through this zone on the hourly chart, you could be looking at a long position entry, something like this, with a take profit up here, stop loss right down here. It's about a 3x risk to reward ratio, and if you want to take that trade, I would highly recommend considering Apex DEX. You can find the link for that in the description box down below. If you sign up down there, that will help to support the channel, and you will be getting access to a phenomenal decentralized exchange, which does have margin and leverage on it. And this is what the user interface looks like. Very user-friendly, very easy to navigate. If you're familiar with Bybit, you're going to be very familiar with this, but it is a DEX, which means that you keep custody over your funds, which is honestly a huge advantage because if you don't trust exchanges, or you at least want to be very careful with them, as I do, then a decentralized exchange is the route to go because you get all of the exchange features while also still being the actual holder of the cryptocurrency. So make sure to check out Apex DEX with the link in the description box down below. And also, please don't forget our awesome sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. Shout out to NordVPN and sign up with a massive discount down below for your free 4 months by signing up for a 1 or a 2 year plan. So make sure that you check out all of that. And don't forget CT2A. OMAC is in chat, and he knew that I was talking about him because he and I have a call today at 2:30. Very, very excited for that today. Looking forward to sitting down and speaking with you, my friend. If you guys don't know, I also do financial coaching. So that's what we're going to be sitting down and doing. And you can find the link for that in the description box down below. A bunch of you guys have been interested in it. A few of you guys have signed up for it. I got one today. I got another one here in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to say who it is because OMAC looks like they didn't mind that being public, that he didn't mind that being public, but the other individual, I don't want to say the names, but we do have some people signing up for financial coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can find a link for that down below as well. Don't talk about it too much because it is a little bit off of the beaten path with crypto, but we talk about crypto as well. So if you guys are interested, links for all that stuff's down below. You guys will be seeing me again today in a video a little bit later, probably right around 2 when the FOMC makes its decision. So stay tuned. And I am also very much looking forward to seeing you guys on Climate of Crypto tomorrow. You guys are going to love that video. So I'm going to wrap it out. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.